Triangle Strategy kicks off our lineup with a tactical RPG that delivers deep, strategic combat on a grid-based battlefield. The game features multiple branching storylines determined by your choices through the Scales of Conviction system, giving you meaningful decisions that affect the narrative outcome. Combat requires careful positioning and elemental chain attacks, where you must consider terrain height advantages and character synergies to overcome challenging encounters. The story revolves around 3 nations locked in conflict over salt and iron resources, presented through gorgeous HD 2D visuals that blend pixel art with modern effects. With over 30 playable characters to recruit and multiple endings to discover, this offers substantial replay value for strategy enthusiasts who appreciate complex narratives alongside their tactical gameplay. Fire Emblem Engage brings the next chapter in the legendary tactical series, with the divine dragon Alaire awakening after a 1,000-year slumber. You summon iconic heroes from past Fire Emblem games through special rings, allowing classic characters to fight alongside your army in turn-based grid combat. The Engage system lets units fuse with summoned heroes for powerful combo attacks and special abilities that turn the tide of battle. Maps feature varied objectives beyond simple enemy elimination, including defense missions, escape scenarios, and fog of war challenges that test your tactical adaptability. Character relationships develop through support conversations that unlock combat bonuses, while the class system offers extensive customization options for building your ideal army composition. Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp packages 2 classic Game Boy Advance strategy titles with completely rebuilt visuals and quality-of-life improvements for modern players. Command different CO characters, each with unique special powers that dramatically shift battlefield momentum when activated at crucial moments. Deploy infantry, tanks, artillery, aircraft, and naval units across diverse terrain types that affect movement and combat effectiveness. The campaign mode teaches strategic fundamentals through increasingly complex scenarios, while the map editor and versus modes provide endless replay potential. War Room missions offer puzzle-like challenges where you must achieve victory under specific constraints, perfect for honing your tactical decision-making skills. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope expands the tactical formula of its predecessor with open zone exploration between turn-based combat encounters across multiple planets. Team combinations mix Mario Universe characters with Rabbids counterparts, each possessing unique weapons and special abilities that encourage creative tactical approaches. Real-time movement within your turn radius adds dynamic positioning options, letting you slide into enemies for extra damage or reposition freely before committing to attacks. The Sparks are adorable Luma Rabbid hybrids that grant powerful buffs and abilities when equipped, offering deep customization for your 3-character squad. Boss battles provide multi-phase challenges that require adapting your strategy as encounter conditions change dramatically. XCOM 2 Collection delivers the complete Alien Resistance experience, with all DLC expansions included, bringing console-quality tactical depth to handheld play. Manage your Resistance headquarters between missions, researching alien technology, training soldiers, and making strategic decisions about which global missions to prioritize. Turn-based combat emphasizes cover mechanics and Overwatch positioning, where a single mistake can result in permanent soldier death through the punishing permadeath system. Procedurally generated maps ensure no 2 missions play identically, while the variety of enemy types demands tactical flexibility and careful ability management. The War of the Chosen expansion adds rival faction systems and new soldier classes that significantly expand strategic possibilities. Wargroove 2 returns, with enhanced naval and aerial combat systems added to the land-based warfare that defined the original pixelated strategy gem. The Groove system gives each commander a powerful ultimate ability that charges through combat actions, creating dramatic swing moments when unleashed strategically. Campaign missions tell interwoven stories from multiple faction perspectives, offering varied gameplay scenarios and commander-specific challenges that test different tactical approaches. Map editor tools and sharing features create an active community ecosystem, with countless player-created scenarios available for download. Asynchronous multiplayer lets you play competitive matches at your own pace, perfect for strategic showdowns without requiring simultaneous availability. Pikmin 4 blends real-time strategy with exploration and puzzle solving as you command colorful plant creatures to overcome obstacles and defeat enemies. Different Pikmin types possess unique abilities essential for specific tasks, from fire-resistant red Pikmin to flying yellow Pikmin that carry bomb rocks. Time management creates strategic tension as you maximize productivity within each day cycle, balancing exploration, combat, and treasure collection before nightfall. The addition of Achi, your loyal space dog companion, adds new traversal and combat options that fundamentally change how you approach environmental challenges. Night expeditions introduce tower defense elements where you protect bases against nocturnal enemy waves using strategic Pikmin placement. Into the Breach presents elegant turn-based mech combat where you defend cities from giant insects across randomly generated island chains. Perfect information gameplay shows you exactly what enemies will do next turn, creating puzzle-like scenarios where you must find optimal solutions to minimize civilian casualties. Each mech squad offers completely different playstyles, from time-manipulating units to freezing mechs that immobilize threats rather than destroying them outright. Runs are designed to be completed in single sittings, making this ideal for portable play sessions while maintaining deep strategic satisfaction. Pilot progression carries between runs as you unlock new squads and achievements, providing metagame advancement alongside individual mission challenges. Civilization VI lets you build an empire from ancient times to the space age through turn-based strategy that balances expansion, research, diplomacy, and warfare. Districts and city planning create spatial puzzles as you optimize tile placement for maximum adjacency bonuses, making geographical considerations crucial for long-term success. Multiple victory conditions, including domination, science, culture, religion, and diplomacy, ensure varied approaches to achieving supremacy over rival civilizations. Leader abilities and unique units give each civilization distinct strategic identities that encourage different playstyles across campaigns. The Gathering Storm expansion adds climate change mechanics and World Congress diplomacy that evolve the strategic landscape throughout the ages. Disgaea 7 Vows of the Virtueless brings absurdist Japanese tactical RPG gameplay with its signature over-the-top damage numbers and extensive customization systems. The item world lets you enter equipment to battle through randomly generated floors, strengthening gear while leveling characters far beyond normal RPG limits. Throwing mechanics allow you to toss allies and enemies around the battlefield for positional advantages, combo setups, or simply chaotic fun. Class mastery systems and reincarnation mechanics create virtually unlimited character progression paths for players who enjoy deep min-maxing. Demon Dojo and auto battle features streamline grinding for players who want powerful units without excessive manual repetition. Unicorn Overlord delivers grand-scale tactical warfare where you command multiple squads simultaneously across sprawling battlefields in real-time strategic encounters. The Rapport system develops relationships between units that unlock powerful combination attacks and support abilities when characters fight alongside compatible allies. Liberation missions gradually expand your control territory as you free towns from oppression, recruiting new units and unlocking resources for army enhancement. Unit composition within each squad matters tremendously as class synergies and positioning determine combat effectiveness against diverse enemy formations. Gorgeous 2D artwork and fluid combat animations bring battlefields to life with visual polish rarely seen in strategy games. Fire Emblem Three Houses revolutionized the series by adding school life simulation between tactical battles, where you teach students and build relationships that affect combat performance. Choosing between 3 house factions at the game's start dramatically alters the story path, with each route offering unique perspectives on the continent-spanning conflict. The monastery serves as your base for building support relationships, recruiting students from other houses, and preparing for monthly story missions. Combat maintains series traditions of weapon triangles and permadeath stakes, while class certification exams add character-building depth through flexible progression systems. Time rewind mechanics let you undo tactical mistakes without restarting entire missions, balancing challenge with accessibility. Dune Spice Wars adapts the desert planet's political intrigue into 4X strategy, where spice harvesting and faction diplomacy determine control of Arrakis. The Landsraad Council introduces voting mechanics, where you must balance military conquest with political maneuvering to achieve dominance. Water scarcity creates resource management challenges unique to the Dune setting, forcing strategic decisions about settlement placement and expansion priorities. Each playable faction from the Dune universe offers asymmetric gameplay with unique mechanics that dramatically change optimal strategies. Real-time with pause gameplay lets you control pacing, allowing careful consideration during complex situations without pure turn-based restrictions. Age of Empires II Definitive Edition brings the classic real-time strategy masterpiece to Switch, with all expansion content and quality of life improvements included. Civilization variety spans from Britons to Vietnamese, each with unique units and bonuses that encourage distinct strategic approaches across land and naval warfare. 4 distinct age progressions from Dark Age to Imperial Age create natural game phases, with tech tree decisions shaping your military composition and economic focus. Campaign missions retell historical scenarios from Genghis Khan to Joan of Arc, with scripted objectives and narrative context surrounding battles. Multiplayer remains incredibly active decades after original release, testament to perfectly balanced competitive gameplay that rewards skill development. Steamworld Heist II combines turn-based tactical shooting with side-scrolling submarine exploration across procedurally generated aquatic environments. Manual aiming replaces random hit chances, letting skilled players execute trick shots that ricochet bullets off surfaces to hit enemies behind cover. Character classes and equipment loadouts create diverse team compositions, from snipers who excel at long range to shotgun specialists who thrive in close quarters. The submarine serves as your mobile base for recruiting crew members and upgrading systems between heist missions on enemy vessels. Jazz-infused soundtrack by steam-powered Giraffe creates a unique atmosphere that perfectly complements the underwater steampunk setting. Fae Tactics blends classic tactical RPG combat with creature collection mechanics, where you summon magical beings to fight alongside human characters. Gridless positioning adds spatial freedom compared to traditional tactical games, creating unique opportunities for creative formations and movement strategies. Summon variety gives you access to dozens of creatures with different abilities, encouraging experimentation to find optimal combinations for specific encounter types. Puzzle elements integrate with combat as you manipulate environmental objects to create advantages or unlock hidden areas containing powerful rewards. Hand-drawn art style brings charm to both combat encounters and the overworld map you explore between tactical battles. Chained Echoes delivers a love letter to 16-bit JRPGs with turn-based combat that features active combo systems and mech battles interspersed with traditional encounters. The Overdrive system replaces traditional MP with a dynamic gauge that affects ability power, rewarding players who carefully manage their combat approach. Sky Armor battles transition combat into mech warfare with different mechanics, providing variety that prevents the gameplay loop from becoming stale across the lengthy campaign. No random encounters means every battle is intentionally designed, with visible enemies you can approach or avoid based on your readiness. Class-free character development through skill boards gives complete freedom in how you build each party member's capabilities. Tactics Ogre Reborn modernizes the PlayStation Classic with quality-of-life improvements while preserving the complex political narrative and challenging grid-based combat. The Chariot system lets you rewind turns to experiment with different tactical approaches without restarting entire battles from failure points. Branching story paths, determined by major moral choices, create dramatically different campaign experiences across multiple playthroughs with faction-specific perspectives. Class systems encourage diverse party compositions, where terrain elevation and elemental affinities significantly impact damage calculations and positioning advantages. Crafting and equipment systems add depth to character progression beyond simple level grinding, rewarding strategic resource management between battles. Valkyria Chronicles 4 returns to the canvas art style and tactical combat that blends turn-based strategy with real-time third-person aiming sequences. The Blitz system creates hybrid gameplay where you select units strategically, then control them directly to execute attacks with manual targeting precision. Weather and terrain affect combat significantly, from snow reducing movement to sandstorms limiting visibility and creating dynamic battlefield conditions. Squad customization through orders and potentials creates meaningful character progression, where individual soldiers develop unique traits through combat experience.
Tank gameplay integrates heavy armor tactics with infantry support, requiring combined arms coordination to overcome fortified enemy positions.
Triangle strategy appears again because the original list included a duplicate, but this gives another chance to emphasize how the Scales of Conviction system creates meaningful player agency. Conviction, morality, and liberty values tracked throughout the game determine which story branches become available, encouraging roleplay consistency rather than arbitrary choice selection. Voting sequences where you must convince allies to support your preferred path add social strategy layers beyond battlefield tactics. Mental mock battles let you test strategies without consequences, perfect for learning enemy patterns before committing to actual encounters. New Game Plus modes unlock additional story routes and characters, unavailable in first playthroughs, significantly extending content for completionists.
Gears Tactics strips away the third-person shooting of the main series to deliver pure turn-based strategic combat against Locust hordes. Overwatch mechanics and execution moves create aggressive tactical flow, where momentum and positioning matter more than defensive turtling strategies. Character customization through skill trees and equipment mods lets you specialize units into specific roles that complement your preferred tactical approach. Boss battles introduce multi-stage encounters with unique mechanics that require adapting strategies mid-fight as conditions change dramatically. The Gears universe translation to tactics genre maintains the gritty atmosphere and visceral combat feel despite the perspective shift from action to strategy. Metal Slug Tactics reimagines the run-and-gun arcade classic as a roguelike tactical strategy game with grid-based positioning and turn-based shooting. Dynamic mission generation creates varied objectives across randomized maps, ensuring no two runs follow identical progression patterns, even when selecting the same characters. Adrenaline system rewards aggressive play by boosting dodge chances when you remain mobile, discouraging static defensive positioning in favor of constant movement. Weapon variety from the Metal Slug series translates perfectly to tactical choices, with heavy machine guns, rocket launchers, and special weapons offering situational advantages. Pixel art maintains the series' visual identity while adapting smoothly to the strategic perspective and slower-paced tactical gameplay. Company of Heroes Collection brings real-time World War II tactical combat with all expansions, focusing on cover-based infantry warfare and resource point control. Territory control mechanics make map positioning crucial as you secure fuel and munitions points needed to deploy armor and advanced units. Dynamic destruction allows artillery and explosives to reshape battlefields by destroying cover and buildings that provided strategic advantages moments earlier. Doctrine choices between missions let you specialize your army composition towards specific strategies, like airborne assaults or defensive infantry tactics. Historical accuracy in unit design and campaign missions creates immersive World War II atmosphere while maintaining competitive multiplayer balance. Commandos 3 HD Remaster updates the Stealth Tactics Classic, where you control Allied special forces behind enemy lines during World War II operations. Real-time gameplay demands precise timing and coordination as you command multiple specialists simultaneously, each with unique abilities essential for mission completion. The challenge comes from treating levels as puzzles, where you must identify enemy patrol patterns and execute perfectly timed actions to proceed undetected. Mission variety spans sabotage, assassination, rescue, and theft objectives across diverse European and Pacific theater locations with distinct environmental challenges. High difficulty creates immense satisfaction when you finally crack seemingly impossible scenarios through clever use of available tools and character abilities. Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus explores the grim dark future through turn-based tactical combat, commanding tech priests and their cybernetics Skitarii warriors against Necron tomb worlds. The Noosphere scanning system adds exploration strategy, where you choose which tombs to investigate, balancing potential rewards against increasing enemy awakening and danger. Customization depth through augmented upgrades and weapon loadouts creates highly specialized tech priest builds that dramatically alter combat capabilities and strategic options. Momentum-based action point economy encourages aggressive tactical play, rewarded with additional actions rather than conservative defensive positioning. Atmospheric soundtrack and detailed 40K lore integration make this essential for Warhammer fans, while remaining accessible to strategy newcomers.